Maybe a proposal has arrived through your family, and now everyone is waiting for your answer. The pressure begins to build. Your aunt insists he's a good match, don't delay, your parents gently asking if they should say yes. But inside your chest, there's only one question. Ya Allah, is this truly the one? Am I about to hand my life to someone who was never meant for me? It's a quiet fear most women carry, because marriage isn't just about one beautiful wedding day. It's about giving your heart, your faith, and your future to another soul. And no matter how much advice people give, deep down you wish you could just be certain. Is this man really the one Allah has written for me? The truth is, Allah never leaves His servant without guidance. When a man is meant for you, there are signs, not magical shortcuts or romantic fairy tale hints, but clear marks of sincerity and maturity that reflect divine direction. Today, we'll speak about 3 of them. Marriage today can feel heavier than ever, not because nikah itself is difficult, but because of all the noise that surrounds it. One person tells you to accept quickly before you lose the chance. Another says to wait, to check again, to be cautious. Family pushes one way, friends whisper another, and in the middle of all those voices, your own heart feels drowned out. And then there's the waiting. You've made du'a, you've been patient, and you've watched other women move forward with weddings, children, families, while your own story feels paused. With each passing year, the questions grow louder. Why not me? When will it be my turn? And even when someone does finally come forward, the fear does not end. Because marriage is not a casual decision. It isn't a friend you can block tomorrow if it doesn't work out. It's a lifelong covenant. Your faith, your future, your heart tied to someone else. One wrong decision can redirect everything. What makes it harder is that appearances can deceive. A man can look flawless on paper, say all the right things, smile in all the right ways, but still leave your heart unsettled. You can't shake the thought, what if this is a mistake I will regret forever? This is the ache of marriage uncertainty. It isn't only about finding someone, it's about knowing whether Allah is pointing you toward Him or warning you away. And in that storm of doubt, Allah does offer clarity if you know where to look. The very first sign is always this: His relationship with Allah. Sign 1. His relationship with Allah. When families discuss marriage, they almost always begin with the visible things. What does he earn? Where does he work? What does he drive? And yes, financial stability has its place. But here's the reality no one likes to admit. Money can vanish, status can change. What keeps a marriage steady is not the size of a paycheck, but whether the man actually fears Allah enough to deal with you justly when times get tough. And that fear of Allah isn't abstract. You'll notice it in his daily life if you pay attention. Does he pray not only in the mosque for others to see, but also quietly at home when no one's around? Does he guard his gaze, or does he flirt with every other woman while claiming to be pious? When he does business, do people say, "We trust him"? Or do they warn, "Be careful, he cuts corners"? These are the everyday clues that his faith isn't just talk, but alive in his actions. Even the Prophet Muhammad said, "If someone whose religion and character you are pleased with comes to you, then marry him." Notice that he didn't mention wealth, appearance, or lineage first. He said faith and character, because these two shape every other part of married life. But here's the challenge. It's easy to look religious in public. Anyone can attend Jumu'ah in fresh clothes and smile at the imam. The real test is what happens behind closed doors, and nothing shows a man's truth more than how he treats the women already in his life. Sign 2. How he treats women. If you want to know who a man truly is, don't just listen to what he says to you. Watch how he treats the women he doesn't need to impress. Does he speak to his mother with gentleness? Or does he sigh and snap when she asks for something? Does he respect his sisters? Or does he mock them to make himself feel bigger? How does he behave with female co-workers? Does he act with dignity or cross boundaries and excuse it as being friendly? Even small interactions matter. How he speaks to a waitress or a shopkeeper shows whether respect is in his character or just in his performance. Don't fool yourself into thinking, he's kind to me, so he must be good. Sweet words are easy when a man is interested. The truth is, the way he treats the women closest to him is how he will treat you when the initial excitement fades. If he belittles his sister, what makes you think he will honor you? If he dismisses his mother, what makes you think he will listen to you? The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best of you are the best to their wives, and I am the best to my wives." That's the standard. Real men don't just claim respect, they practice it in their homes and in their lives. Once you've seen respect, the next question is, will he stand firm when life tests you both? Sign 3. His sense of responsibility. Yes, financial stability matters, but a man who avoids work, avoids effort, and shrugs off responsibility isn't ready to build a home. But responsibility is bigger than money. It shows in the small things long before it shows in a paycheck. When he says he will call, does he actually follow through, or does he disappear for days with excuses? When life becomes difficult, does he face it? Or does he hide and wait for someone else to fix it? A man who is truly responsible does not run from hardship. He steps into it. Responsibility is also emotional. If he explodes at every small frustration, if he blames everyone else for his problems, if even his family rolls their eyes when his name is mentioned, these are warnings, not light details. A husband isn't just a companion for happy moments. He's a partner through hardship. If he can't carry his own weight now, he won't be able to carry yours tomorrow. Allah describes marriage in the Quran. And among his signs is that he created for you from yourselves spouses so that you may find tranquility in them. And he placed between you love and mercy. But the tranquility doesn't come from sweet talk. It grows from a man who carries responsibility with steadiness. Someone who can be trusted when storms come. And here is the danger. When your heart longs for marriage, it's easy to convince yourself that a man has all these signs even when he doesn't. When the wait feels too long, you can grab onto the smallest thing and call it destiny. A man prays once in front of you, and suddenly you think, this is the sign. He says one kind word and your heart whispers, this must be him. But not everything that feels right in the moment is from Allah. That's why consistency matters. Anyone can look good for a few days. Anyone can say the right things when they want something. But who is he after months pass, when life gets hard, when no one is watching? That is when the truth shows. Don't ignore red flags because you're tired of waiting. Don't let nice words hide missing responsibility. And don't let pressure from others push you to say yes before you're ready. And remember, Istikhara isn't just for when you're confused. It's also for when everything looks perfect. Because we only see the surface, the job, the smile, the polite manners. But Allah knows the hidden matters, the future, the parts we cannot see. That's why the Prophet Muhammad taught us to pray Istikhara before big decisions, not to replace our thinking, but to protect us from being blinded by our desires. So don't treat these 3 signs as fortune-telling. Treat them as guidance. Use them along with the du'a, Istikhara, and the wisdom of those who genuinely want the best for you. These signs aren't meant to make you overthink every detail about every man. They're meant to bring you clarity. Because one trap many sisters fall into is overanalyzing everything, doubting every detail until years pass and chances slip away. Overthinking won't protect you. Tawakkul will. If a man's faith shows in his actions, if his respect is consistent, if his responsibility is clear, take that as a gift. Don't demand perfection. Seek sincerity. Marriage is not about finding someone flawless. It's about finding someone whose flaws you can live with, whose strengths pull you closer to Allah, and whose presence brings peace rather than chaos. And remember, these signs aren't guarantees, they're direction. The real guarantee is Allah's plan. Every proposal, every delay, every not yet is written with wisdom you might not understand now. Sometimes the waiting is protection. Sometimes the refusal is mercy. And when the right person does come, it won't feel like confusion. It will feel like sakina, the tranquility Allah promised. So don't let fear or impatience blind you. Trust that your story has already been written with care. Make du'a, pray istikhara. Listen to those who want the best for you and hand the rest to Allah. If your heart is in waiting now, make this simple du'a with me. Ya Allah, bless me with a spouse who strengthens my faith and my heart. If this reached you, write that du'a in the comments. Maybe someone will say Ameen to yours and you'll say Ameen to theirs. Until then, carry yourself with dignity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.